What, I guess, drove you to want to be a SEAL so much? Was it just like that achievement?
No, that's actually a good question, man. Everyone's got their own reasons. And some people will be like, man, I really want to try the hardest thing. That's not really why I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it because it was the most badass thing I could think of. And I liked the edginess of them. It was, the Vietnam guys opping in jeans and the amount of agency they had, the amount of autonomy they had was interesting to me. I never really wanted to be in the military, rank and file. I had no desire for that. Which is what's interesting about SEALs. It's a group of guys that didn't, and Green Berets also, it's a group of guys that didn't really want to be in the military, right? But they want to do military operations. Different, right? And there's different types of guys in the military that love all the Kool-Aid and drinking and love their uniform. I could care less. They have a saying in the SEAL teams, man, always attempt to never wear a uniform, but when you have to, look amazing, look perfect, right? And that's part of it, man, is, I like that level of agency. And it proved to be very true. I really enjoyed the SEAL teams, which we'll get into.
Everyone always likes to hear any Hell Week stories, if you have any.
Oh, dude. Bro, Buds, people ask me about Buds was harder than I ever thought it would be. 100%, dude. It was carnage. We got there, we flew out from Chicago with 400 people, or Great Lakes, flew from Great Lakes with 400 people. Dude, we finished all the way through that class from that original 400 with 13 guys. So it was 100 went away right away when we got there. They didn't really want to be SEALs. They just want a better duty station. And so they realized that in Bud's prep. Fine. So it was about 285 we're really classed up with, and 100 were gone after the first 3 weeks of in-doc. Who knows where they all go? It's like all the names and stuff. And then we went through, and by Hell Week, we were at 48. And so, even from that, dudes had such bad chafing or needed skin grafts or had injuries that they got rolled back. So it wasn't that a group of that 48 didn't finish, they just got rolled back. But the people that went through all the way and graduated Buds and became SQT were about like 13 guys. I was one of them. So some of it's luck, some of it's preparation, some of it's just genetic bone density and some other things. My feet, getting into the Hell Week piece, dude, were so messed up going into after the first week. Dude, I had a boot that was a half size too small, and I have like wide hobbit feet, dude, and so I needed a wide boot. But I got a narrow boot that was too small. And I did not have sock liners in it. Dude, I got MRSA on the top of my feet. I have scars all over the top of my feet from sand must have got in there or something. There was a Friday, and I could not get my feet in my boots. They were so swollen. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I couldn't even cut them and get them in. It was so bad. So I'm like, I have them completely unlaced, and I'm like running to food, and a dude who's still opping my best friends is still opping at the tip of the spear right now. And if people know what I'm talking about, and he goes, dude, you got to go to medical. And I can't. It's where all the quitters are going. I can't go to medical. And he goes, you can't do Buds without shoes on. I was like, damn. And so I ran there, and the instructors looking at us. This was right before Hell Week. And they're looking at it. He goes, all you, saying every name in the book, you losers. And he goes, you all just pretending. He looks at my feet. He goes, whoa. He goes, go to the medical right now, or go to the doctor. So I'm like, dude. So I'm running across the grinder barefoot. And the doctor sees him, and he goes, dude, you're no way you're going in it. There's no way. And this was me, dude. This was, I swear, a prayer from God, dude. I get the chills when I think about this, because he goes, you could soak your feet this weekend, put this medicated stuff, but you got to come back in here on Monday, and I'm going to roll you. I said, just don't roll me yet. Just let me come in on Monday. I said, please. He looked at me and said, all right. I went back that weekend, and I soaked my feet, and I prayed to God. I go, just please get my feet on, just please. Dude, by Monday morning, they were like, it was like healed. Not perfect. And that weekend I went to a military surplus store and bought an old pair. I still have this pair in my shadow box. of wide, broken in, like Bates, same style boots. And I wore them, dude, and I got through. Oh, never had a problem since, dude. And it was like a prayer. I never went back to the medical on Monday when they said come back. I just never went back, dude. But Hell Week was hard, dude. A lot of your hip flexors are so everyone's hunched over, yet you're freezing for so long. But really cool moments too, which people don't talk about, is like these like magical, weird moments where you're kind of hallucinating and you're kind of lucid, but in this weird state, and dudes are falling out of boats, just like rowing and falling, and dudes are swimming out hamburgers to you from previous classes. It's interesting times, man, but then you finish and it's a pretty incredible feeling.
So the closest you got to quitting was when you were having your issues with your feet?
Well, I wouldn't have quit, but I wanted to quit every day. Every day. But I never thought about actually quitting. I thought I couldn't do it. So that was something different. Like usually in the runs, because I'm not a great runner. And I would say I'm a good enough runner to be a Navy SEAL, take that for what it is. But I was hurting on all the long distance runs, and every step felt faster than I could possibly be running for that long. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. You know, and so I was more like self-doubt. And before O courses and things, like, dude, I don't know if I can pass this one, you know. And swimming was fine. Swimming was always my strength, which was good. But I had a lot of self-doubt. Never thought about quitting. I was terrified of failing more than actually quitting. I felt like I had painted myself into a corner, man. I really thought it was my only option. And I couldn't even make enough money in the regular military to pay off my student loans, really. So I was like, dude, I gotta do this and make this, or I just didn't even leave myself an option. Yeah.